computer what happened, but the whole thing just frozen. And it takes a couple of good minutes to restart the machine. Could be the OBS, but I'm not sure. It could be anything. Could be anything. Now, I'm back to Ensenkeimer and Magnus playing in a tie break. They drew previous game. So now it's an opportunity for us to try and think the ideas that they themselves think the game. And if you were white here, what would you play? To 10, develop to 3? How's the theory goes? Bishop d3, just say yes. Hello, Pranav. Hello, Degby. We don't know. We don't know. Maybe he's not investing so much time in preparations. He said that he's bored and he's not very happy with the classical format. So it could be all of these things. You could definitely Pranav, but I really want to watch this guy's playing. So, you know, send me a message or something via Twitch or even here publicly, and we'll uh, we'll look at that one. Something like that. He said it yesterday in an interview, Degby. He said it yesterday. They took an interview and he said, "Yeah, you know, I'm kind of like bored with the classical format. I don't know what I'm doing here." I think it was something like that. I'm quote now. I don't know what I'm doing here. So he seems to not be incredibly invested and committed for the classical type of chess. Seems to. Thank you, Pranav. Good one, dude. We're definitely gonna be looking at that one. Ah, Black Bishop, nice one. Yeah, you should put the nickname Black Bishop. That's cool. Excellent. So it is Magnus's turn now. Should he castle? Should he develop the bishop? How's the theory going here, guys? Oh, hold on a sec. This is move number 10. What's this opening? A queen's pawn or something? What's this opening here? Ooh, h5. This is in Magnus's style. h5. Oh boy, this is sweet. This is sweet. Oh, this is something. That's very good, Black Bishop. That's very good. So h5 because h4. Where are you going to knight? Of course, you got to go e2 or f1. Wow. And mind you, guys, if you're pushing this guy to h4, which probably might be a move to be considered, you've got to keep the rook here forever, because the black queen would be targeting that pawn. So, sort of have to be careful about it. You could play it, I guess. I haven't asked the engine yet. I'm just thinking for myself, as we all just in the beginning. Is the knight to f5 also another idea, you reckon? I mean, it's getting really sharp. I think Magnus just simply wants to win. He wants to win, and that is why he pushed the h5. It's gonna get very sharp now, and actually, it's just exciting now. Yes, that's true. When Magnus pushed the pawn h7 to h5, he also weakened the dark squares. So Pranav, spot on, brother. Because bishop g5, it's sort of gonna stay there like forever. For instance, that is true. That is true. Doesn't have too many options. Oh, castle kingside. Castle kingside. So I think Keimer is relatively happy with h4 because he gonna play what? If black pushes, guys, do you think Keimer gonna do f5 or e2? I'm I'm just asking. Personally, I wouldn't have castle, but I'm not a super GM. They are. I'm not. Not at the minute. So he complete. I'm not sure it's the best one. I mean, we could ask the engine at every single step. We could ask the engine every single time, you know. But I'd like to just think for ourselves, and then we can consult the oracle. The artificial prophet. So, uh, if this pawn goes to h4, is white going to play f5 or is white going to do e? There you go. It just happened. There you go. You know what the h pawn is going to do, right, people? Regardless, well, not regardless, because if he goes f5, it's going to be taken straight away, I reckon. But this pawn wants to go to h3. He just wants to blast open the white's king defense. So I'm not fully ultra convinced, maybe castle king side. But guess what, people? The accuracy given for Kaima so far is 99.1. So it's been 11 moves, 99.1. So I don't think castle king side was that big of a mistake. But psychologically, Magnus is pushing it. Guy really pushes. He wants to generate some occasions. He wants to play very psychologically here and maybe make Kaima playing badly. H4 wants to go to H3. I think Kaima should just evaluate, sit down, and think if knight f5, knight e2. What would you do, guy? If you do knight e2, rest assured they're gonna push the pawn to e2. And then you gotta be happy with g3. Obviously, you can't take. So from my vantage point now, if knight e2, h3, g3, you can't take on h3. You absolutely cannot take on h3. You can't do this. This is mad. You're gonna lose. So if knight e2, h3, g3, are you happy with that? If you're not happy with that, then you gotta look at knight f5. At least this guy will have to take, I suppose. And if they take, you're gonna take. And I think it's playable. Yeah. Of course it's passive. Pranav, spot on, brother. Of course it's passive. So he just took straight away. It's not bad for white. It's just not bad for white. Okay, if h3, I guess Kaim was going to push g3, right? And you guys called it previously. This bishop on c1 would be very happy on g. So overall, all in all, it's good for white, that is. Not that glorious for Magnus. I don't know what resources Magnus can muster here. If you look at the black bishop on, if you look at the black knight on a5, he needs 2 more tempi to get someone, somewhere, do something. So, and also bishop to g5 would allow white, Pranav, and my other friend, allow some bishop e4 ideas. I think for the time being, bishop might be just staying there. Is c5 sacrifice something? Because of this type of ideas? But first thing first, the pin is the pin. So probably Kaiman needs to consider the pin. What is Magnus going to play? I don't know. He's going to castle long. He's going to move king f8. He's going to move queen. Where? Why? How? What does he want to do? Is this an idea? It's too fun. Knight h5. It's incredibly natural. Rook e1 is the one of the most healthiest replies, attitudes, behavior. Absolutely. I'm a super fan of the Rooks coming over to E. Yes, so he might be castling long. Queen D7. He might be castling long. He might be castling long and then somehow pushing the G, opening up, pushing this guy down the board. But he wants probably to castle long. Probably. Queen to D7 takes also from the white queen the A4. That's nice. Not bad. Rook E1 can be played. Of course it can be played. As I told you, Pranav, I think Rook E1 is one of those things that you should always have them on the back of your mind and play them. It can't be bad, Rook E1, because Rook E1 simply attacks twice. This is very strong. I wonder if Rook E1 black can just simply do long castling. And you're being twice attacked with on the bishop, so you got to be careful, perhaps. You have to calculate. You have to sit down and calculate. Again, Rook Fe1 is just good stuff to play anyway. You don't really give up. I mean, it's funky. Rook E1. Oh, he didn't. He played Rook A to B1? Why? Ah! C5 and Bishop B5. Okay, I got it now. That's why. That is exactly why. That makes sense. That makes sense. Rook AB1, it's cool. Rook FE1, there's nothing wrong with Rook FE1. Yeah, but you need to break those pawns somehow. You need to break through. Yeah, it's one of those things that would like to discourage Magnus from castling long, Pranav. Yes, Rook AB1 is aiming at deterring black from castling. That is true. Hi there, Evie. How's it going? Look at this beautiful match we're watching here together with our friends. In the tie breaks, Vincent Keimer versus Magnus Carlsen. They just drew on the previous match, and now question is, what's going to happen? He castle long, ladies and gents. He castle long. Okay, that's going to be a slaughter, conceptually speaking. That's going to be a slaughter. There could be, so I don't know why, but I like the white pieces a bit more. I like black pieces. Oh, sorry. I like the white pieces a bit more. I think I like the bishop pair a little bit more than the two knights. Although, not to underestimate the knights. They are incredibly tricky and they could be a massive headache. So, I'm always looking at that pawn, but yeah, just to get bishop to check, they're going to be moving. You got to be careful because that's just very, 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 very sharp. Of course, of course, Pranav. That's exactly the whole idea. I don't doubt, I do not doubt for a second that Kaima really considers c5. The question is, shouldn't he do something with the bishop? First, get your stuff out. So before the full madness attacking, exactly. In the minute I called it, in the second I called it, he played it. So another lesson for all of our friends, all of us, is develop your pieces. It's nice to play c5. It's nice to think about tactics, but if you haven't developed your pieces, it's not going to be a strong attack. You have to get your guys in action. That bishop is very well positioned. I think it's a bit more aggressive than bishop e3, as I had suggested as an idea, but also I've highlighted the g5. So bishop e3, not a very bad one, but bishop g5 probably is the most aggressive. It's a pin after all. let me tell you something. If black moves the rook from d8 somewhere, just saying, I'm not even sure, Pranav. I'm not even sure that I would take the knight on f6. Let me tell you what scares the hell out of me if I were to take the bishop on f6. Black takes, and then I have a major issue with this. So, give me your very honest thoughts, Pranav. Would you take that knight if I were to move the rook from d8 somewhere? But honestly, and let me give you another reason. If you take that bishop off the board, not just that you encourage black to get an almighty rook here, I think you're going to be hammered very soon. One. Secondly, Pranav, your bishop will be stuck behind your pawn forever. So this guy, if you take the knight, will be stuck behind the pawn forever. So I wouldn't touch the black knight at all. The only reason for the bishop to be on g5 is because it makes a pin. And you have to develop in principle, but do not touch the knight on f6. You're going to be very sorry if you take that knight. Madness. Now, black wants to clarify the center, wants to solidify actually the queen side. He'd be very happy if white were to push. He'd be very happy. I think Kaimu wants to actually sort of open, but you got to be careful because once you take, there is this battery here. He just played it, d5. So it was just, yeah, the engine doesn't particularly appreciates the move. And now look, Magnus, man, the guy is so relentless. I mean, look, psychologically, you ask them to do something with the bishop. Oh, don't tell me there is f4 here. There f4. Is there f4 here? Sorry, just saying. Hmm. Takes first. Takes and taking the rook. Yes-ish. Look, I absolutely don't want to take that black knight. So what options have you gotten here? You want to play defensively now, I suspect. Bishop e3, bishop d2. Not the end of the world. I suppose you can. I don't think you want to take the knight. I wouldn't take the knight. I can't take them. Let me think. You take, they take f4. Interesting. But you're still opening the G file for black. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. That bad. But you're still opening the G file for black. Hello, Step 65. Was wondering when you're going to join us here. We have a very passionate game happening. That is true. That is true. The question is for white. Do you want to take the knight and open the G? I mean, if you're happy with that, probably you could. On the other hand, you have to look at this bishop because it's completely dead at the minute. Probably bishop e2. How do you activate this bishop on d3, guys? How do you get the bishop on d3 to actually do something? Okay, first thing first, you got a bishop on prey. You got to do something with this. So what do you do with the bishop? Do you take and open the g, or do you just simply play bishop d? What do you do? f4. My first move, my first choice, f4. Now you can take. And you have more power on the f. Now you can take. I think you should take. Take. And some queen f3 ideas. I don't think it's that bad, but... Yeah, it is, actually. Step 65. It absolutely is. That's true, Black Bishop. That is absolutely true, buddy. Magnus is relentless. He's relentless. He gives up when he just doesn't have any more hope or something. So it's not easy. But Black Bishop called it. I mean, this is a, and it's true. White is doing way better positionally here. You got the bishop pair. The knight on a5 doesn't do anything. I mean, if you look at that knight on a5, it's the saddest piece on the planet. What do you want to do with the knight on a5? You're gonna go on b7, and then what? I mean, what? What do you want to do with the knight on a5? You're not going to be able to do nothing for a very long time. He did take, exactly as I called it, he did take. I would have probably queen f3, but he played queen e1. Oh, knight, this knight on the rim is the most saddest ever. Yes, knight on the rim is there, yes. Except when it's the Cronenberg variation in the Sicilian Black Bishop, when you play e4, c5, knight a3. I think there is a funky sideline for white. Cronenberg variation, I think. There's something interesting there. Not particularly bad for white, but just saying. Just saying. Queen e1 is a bit awkward, yes. I wouldn't touch this pawn for no reason, and I wouldn't take the knight. I just wouldn't do that. Dude, I think it was a queen's opening something. I don't know, was d4, knight f6, c4, e6, what is that? Knight c3, in Nimzo Indian? You call it, it doesn't show me now, but it's Nimzo Indian, right? Knight c3, bishop b4. That a Nimzo Indian? Variation with f3, right? So I wouldn't take the black pawn on h4. I wouldn't take the black knight on f6. I wouldn't take these pieces because I'm opening lines for them. So even if I were to win that pawn for free, I'm still not very happy about opening the h for black. The problem is, ladies and gents, after queen e1, the balance sort of have been restored a little bit. What is this craziness? e4. Ah, there is always this kind of things. So you can't really take it without assuming big complications. Big complications. So, and you can't go on c2 because c4 is hanging. So you got to play something unhappy, which is bishop e2. Guys, you remember when I proposed 3 moves ago, queen f3? Queen f3 rather than queen e1. Because if queen was on f3, you could have taken on e4 if this were to happen. So if Keimer played instead of queen e1, queen f3, I think that might have been optimistic for white. Now he's got to drop the bishop on e2. That's what it is. You can't lose on c4. You can't lose on c4. So Pranav, just to go back at your message, yes, I wouldn't take h4 because you open lines for your opponent's rooks. So, ladies and gents, we don't want to helping our opponent, opening diagonals, lines, diagonals, ranks, columns for them. We don't want to do that. Oh, yes, step 65. Oh, boy. I'm not sure about Kaima's last decision. I am... Okay. It makes sense, though, but it's not perfect. Well, nothing's perfect now. Oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God. Bishop takes f6. Pawn didn't take. And he just made a pin now. And he's just pushed this guy down. You're going to play bishop e2 and he's going to push e3. No, he's going to take your guy first. Opening like this and like this. I suddenly don't like white's... 5 moves ago, Black Bishop Pranav step. 5 moves ago, Keimer was doing great. He was doing good. Really good stuff. He played that funky move queen e1. And then something happened. Because the e5 went to e4. 5 moves ago was great. I think queen e1 was a funky move. No, that was just 2 moves ago, for Christ's sake. Instead of queen e1, I reckon Kaimo should have played queen f3. We're going to ask the engine after. And now Magnus smells blood. So he just goes in. He just goes for kill every single move. He goes for the kill. Pin. He's going to push this guy. I bet he's going to push this guy at some point very soon. And he's going to play this kind of ideas. And f5, well, he can't touch the f5 because it's this guy. But, you know something? Knight b7, knight d6. Just saying. Knight b7, knight d6. You're still targeting c4, and you're attacking f5. You know, why the heck not? Why not? Oh, boy. Oh, Kaima. Exactly. Pranav, just like this, in a span of 2 moves, guys. In just 2 moves, White's position deteriorated dramatically. Just all of a sudden, things look very bleak. Why did that happen? I think because Kaima played queen e1. My option would have been queen f3. Again. But what the heck is going on, for Christ's sake here? Bishop takes g7. Jesus. Oh my God, what a find. What a find. Rook g8 and f6. This is nuts. This is superb. Okay, this is just brilliant. What a nice find. What a nice find. Okay, this is a nice one. This is sweet. Yes, Pranav, you called it, brother. That bishop will be stuck forever. Yes. f6, and you're going to stay exactly in that position for the duration of the game. So, rook probably can play h7. Probably rook h7, f6, and boom. And then the c4 is sort of hanging. Very, very dramatic, very passionate, absolutely superb. I'm very happy I'm watching this with you guys. Pranav and Step 65, and I don't know if the Black Bishop's still here. Oh, this is too much, you asking, Step 65. This is too much, brother. You can't ask that. Anything's possible. Let's look at this. You want to sacrifice... Now, first thing first, if you take the bishop, the white bishop on d3, it's not a sacrifice because you're attacking the queen. But blind me, after you take the bishop, can the white queen takes? No, it can't. So you got to move the queen somewhere. You got to move the queen somewhere. And then black's going to play probably this kind of idea. Just making sure that the bishop on g7 remains stuck because he can't go anywhere. I don't know what to say. The engine says it's plus 012. Yeah, you just called it. Yeah, he played it. He played it queen d2. The question is, should Magnus now play rook to g or rook to h? If you play rook to g after f6, you're going to get stuck. You're going to stay there forever. Well, forever, so to speak, because you're always having this kind of doubling. And this guy wants to come down anyway. Rook h7 makes sense because you still want to be on the h-file, right? Especially if you push this guy. And hell, at some point, maybe you want to take the bishop. Well, not very soon, though. So rook h7 to making sure that the bishop on g7 will be stuck with f6. Thus, queen becomes strong. Oh, rook g8. Oh boy, he played rook on the g. f6. Okay, that's going to be like this forever. That's going to be like this forever, ladies and gents. Tough one. Very tough one. Black's turn down, mind you. h3 is coming, guys. h3. g3. And doubling of the rook on the e file. I don't know where the black rook wants to go. Maybe here. Takes. This. Whoopsie daisy. That's an idea. Yes, exactly. I've just voiced it. Rook E. Queen takes. Rook G8 to E8. And you can't tell me you're comfortable with this. That's what it looks like. That's exactly what it looks like. And there is another element here, my chess friends. Queen will have to look after the c4 all the time. Because this naughty knight, if they take on c4, you kind of toast. White is toast if black takes on c4. So not an easy job. All of a sudden 0.00. And Magnus has like 4 more minutes. And it looks very good for Magnus. Now, from the point of view of attacking ideas, I guess black is one step forward, starting with rook e2. So you've got to play rook e2, queen takes, rook g e8, and then you have to look at which one is stronger, queen or pawn. Probably what? Ah, only Magnus. Only Magnus. Rook e8 because actually the guy is very materialistic from the point of view of chess-wise. So actually he goes for the c4. Complete knight activation. Problem, queen's going to take. He's got no, that's not a problem. Actually, it's working great for Magnus. Queen takes, rook g e8. That's it. And then c4 is going to fall. You can't defend c4. When c4 is going to fall, queen will be taking, and bang. What a brilliant way to be playing this ending. Oh, this is a delightment. Boys and girls, this is a delightment. This is just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. On all angles. What a jewel. Rook e4 sabotages the c4 absolutely. Yeah, you know, engine says very many things. Engine says very many things. And probably if Kaimer was an engine. He didn't play a bad move though. Oh. One. Takes. Oh my god. He should have taken the pawn. He should have taken the pawn because now he's gonna lose more. He blundered massively. Exactly. Exactly, Pranav. This guy falls. This guy falls. We've got this. We got this problem. He blundered, man. Yes, Evie. This is FIDE World Cup. This is the tie breaks they are playing now. And we've got Vincent Keimer with white and Magnus Carlsen with blacks. And they are playing in the tie breaks. And this is very dramatic. And you've just witnessed a sort of a blunder here. Because c4 is going to be taken by the Black Knight. Regardless what white uses to take this guy back with, rook or queen, I think knight's going to take on c4. And suddenly, let me tell you something, guys. The knight, the black knight now is gold compared with the bishop on g7. It's absolutely gold. What is he doing? What the heck is going on here? Why didn't he take on c4? No, I'm not saying it's bad to... Look, this is weird, dudes. Why didn't he take on c4? Just... Okay, I'm going to ask the engine because I'm very dissatisfied. Hold on, I'm very... The engine says queen f5, the only killer. Queen f5 here for Magnus. Because defends the pawn, threatens c4 anyway, and actually getting into action. Right? That's not an easy move. But if you play queen, you can't play the rook. If you play queen f5, you can't play the rook. This is a lot of subtlety now. This is okay. You gotta be an engine. Hello, Gene. You've got to be an engine. You've got to be. I mean, really. After all, we are humans. I mean, Queen f5 has big virtue. You keep the pawn alive. You're threatening knight c4. And probably that's considered best ever. to defend your pawn and to take them with the knight is considered fantastically positive for black. Hey, Magnus didn't see it. He played for something natural, like probably many humans would do. Rook e8. He would play like a human. Yes, yes, you know, Pranav, this is crazy because these guys are super grandmasters, and they playing like a human in the end. So many of us would be playing rook. Probably others like myself would look at knight c4 because I would be in pain to having that knight on a5 forever. So I would probably look at knight takes c4, but probably would be even a worse move. Rook e8 makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Which means that the white queen can't take the pawn. So rook has to take, queen has to take, and then queen might take the black pawn here. Then what is Magnus gonna do? Checkmate is gonna do. That's exactly what he's gonna do. So if you touch the pawn, it's gonna be checkmate. Jesus, guys, did you see that? What's this? What the heck did I just see? Rook e7. Rook takes. Pawn takes. Oh my god, these guys are good, man. My god, these guys are good. Oh, these guys are good. They are good. I mean, I don't know how many of us would have played Rook e7. I don't know how many of us would have. They are at a different level, step 65. They are. Mind you, they still do mistakes. I mean, if you look at the list with the moves, but this is a crazy, crazy, fantastic, creative move by Kaima. It didn't even cross my mind. I didn't even think of that. I thought rook takes, queen takes, and in case that the white queen takes the pawn, we would have an almighty checkmate. But no, Kaima played e7. Check now. Looking at, well, the bishop is here, isn't it? Queen is here. 0.00. Look, these guys are really good, man. These guys are fantastically good players. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Rook e7. Can't believe it. How the hell did he find that? Maybe he does like 200 puzzles a day. You know, maybe Kaima does 200 puzzles a day since he was 6 years old or something. Rook e7. Massive subtlety that allows the bishop on g7 to actually become alive. So he found a move with rook e7 that actually gets his own bishop to life. Queen to f1 also wants to strike on f7, I reckon. Yeah, no, rook e7 is absolutely brilliant. It's a game-saving move, Pranav. And Kaima found it. Look, these guys are good, okay? These are super grandmasters, not just regular grandmasters. These are good. These are good guys. King h1 is such a not very human move. Oh boy. King h1? Why not h3 or something? Okay, you've got to push h3, I guess, because the other pawn's gonna, and black is looking at c4 at the same time. All right, it was check. Right. Apologies. Okay, painful. Now, actually, the engine says 0.00, but what did? Okay, h3 to stop the black advancement. I understand. And now Magnus doesn't go for the c4 because he considers he can take it later. He actually wants to really break it now with f5, f4. So, guys, do you see the beautiful subtlety here? He didn't rush it for the c4. He didn't take the c4 pawn. He said, I'm going to take it later. Let me just push the f7 to f5 first. So that the white queen, of course, can't take it. I'm not sure he would have taken it anyway, but because of the checks and stuff. This, and well, at least a draw, you know. But yes, black bishop c4 can be captured later because there is no white bishop to defend here. So c4 is going to be captured for sure. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think now because c4 is going to be captured, c4 is going to be captured. This guy can't go anywhere because of the knight, because king will be opposing anyway. And now we're going to have f4 for sure. Yes, yes, yes. And yeah, the engine is not very happy with queen f3. Probably queen takes, pawn takes, and knight c4. That's what it is, ladies and gents. And now Magnus, because he's a master at the ending, he will be finding the ways to win here. Although I've got to say the bishop is a bit long-range weapon, right? Like a long-range weapon. Knight takes on c4, attacking on a3 now. Yeah, it should be. The engine says with a huge margin. With a huge margin. Huge means 2.1 means everything for probably still #1 player on the planet. It should be more than enough for Magnus to capitalize here. So, black is having 5 pawns, one very nice pawn island, everything connected. White has got an isolated a3. These guys are a little bit disconnected. These guys are totally disconnected. So, yeah, that's a very... Oh my days, that's even worse, eh? Ah, why? Because of this? Not sure. Okay, so Magnus goes for the go. It's important to get the kings in the middle of the board. So very important. Move your kings, centralize your kings. So it's a race now, but unfortunately for the white king, they cannot approach this guy. What they can do is this kind of ideas. You're not going to defend that pawn, so it's not quite completely over. King must be very active now. Yes, the king is of paramount importance. You got to get the kings in. So it's going to be a bit of a race. Bishop would probably want to take the h4 off the board and desperately trying to, I don't know, keeping the bishop on f2 whilst pushing this guy. And Magnus going to come capture the d5 pawn. What else? This kind of ideas? This? What do you think, guys? Oh yeah, white king needs a couple of tempi. That is correct, guys. White king needs a few tempos. Well, 1 and 2, right? Because you can't go g3. And I'm not sure you want to push this pawn. It's madness. You don't want to keep pushing pawns. You want to get the king. Probably like this. Just saying. Yeah, I mean, it looks like you need like a billion moves to get a king in action. Black king suddenly looks like you make a move, bang, you're going to grab d5. And you're going to take that pawn. It's very instructive, and I want to see how black wins this one. So what I can see is that the white pawns are very, very separate. They are isolated. Difficult to hold them together. And the black knight will be jumping around everywhere. So the black knight would be the ninja agent here. They'll be just taking everything. I don't know, you name it. I 92, 93. It's Vincent's turn anyway. And Vincent now goes under a minute. Magnus boasts 12 minutes. There you go. What is Vincent doing? I mean, I know it's tough, but... Oh, man, he played bishop f6, which I've called it like 5 minutes ago. He didn't find any other plan, because that's the only one. Probably you want to take this guy. You want to play bishop f2, and then you want to push h4. What else? This guy's going to drop anyway because the white pawn is on a... Yeah, that's the only plan. And I've... No, there's no good moves. Exactly. I agree, step 65. There's no good moves here for white apart from bishop f2 and pushing this guy. I assume the black knight would want to have a say. What? This? Quite a hell of a journey, but what do you want to do? I mean, this one is the only piece in the whole stuff. Okay, that's a subtlety. It doesn't allow any a5, any a6. The knight would have to just stay here forever. I'm not sure, but hey, and at the same time wants to, maybe bishop f2 would have been better. Maybe. By the way, the black king can still step in the queening square, so you don't have a problem. Well, once the white pawn reaches here, probably you can start marching the king, I guess. In the meantime, the black knight would take. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, the time is a killer. So I think it's 10 seconds increment per move. It's absolutely of paramount importance, black bishop, because, ladies and gents, the king must be super active in the end. Oh, he starts the march a bit early. He started the march a bit early. Okay. He wants to make sure this guy doesn't... No, he wants to take the pawn off the board. He just wants to take the pawn. Okay, I suspect this one would be working as well. Knight b2. Actually, Kaimer played a very sad move here because c4 is definitely going to be captured. You can't save it at all. You can't even play this guy. This is it. I think Magnus going to sort of capitalize now. Big time. Big, 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 big time. As soon as the Black Knight takes on c4, is game over. It can't... I mean, Black King would need 1-2, right? If you want to take it. Would need King g7, King h6 if you want to take this guy. But probably is going to play this. This. And then, bloody hell, just go down with the pawns. That's it. You create 2 passes. Hell, 3 passes now. Just soon. Very, 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 very soon. Very instructive ending anyway. Very instructive ending. Magnus now thinks he's got 11 minutes, Vincent 20 seconds, and now Magnus sits down. He doesn't want to make a single mistake. He wants to make sure he plays the best move. He absolutely doesn't want to. He don't want to mess up here. He takes its time. Got 11 minutes. He's going to spend even 5-6 more minutes making sure he gets the right sequences. He's making a long plan probably now. If you want to go for g7, he already calculates. King here, king there, takes, and this. You still have to be careful. Guys, did you see the subtlety? If you play king g7, the white king is going to play f4. If you play h6, they're going to take, you're going to take. They're going to step aside, and you have to figure out how the heck you're stopping the f-pawn. Not quite completely over. But yes, Black Bishop, that's correct. Knight c4 would ensure a very sweet, maybe knight d6 ideas. Knight d6, yes, exactly, you called it, brother. Knight d6. If bishop, though, this, and you're hitting the bishop and defend and attacking here, but then the bishop goes here, attacking your guys. It's very instructive, very instructive. What is Magnus going to do? You can't play this, because check. He goes for the queen. He goes for the queen. That's what he does. He took c4, exactly as I said, and he created the passer. Goes for the queen. Oopsie daisy. Not quite finished. b4. Stop it if you can. He'll be trying this. Of course he will. Goes, and when touches here, bishop gonna take, knight gonna take. Then he's gonna try this, he's gonna try this. But black is still having the A and the C. So I guess, yeah. Check. Well, you can't just repeat stuff here, can you? Maybe knight d6? And you don't really want to get in front of the B pawn, do you? What would you play here, guys? Just push, right? I gotta be careful though. Can't do this. He's gonna push a5. No, you can't do it. Yes, you can. No, you can't. What is black playing here, people? You push the pawn. King d3. Gonna push again. a5. Bloody hell. I'm not sure that was a good move. I'm not sure that was a good move. a5. I mean, I said it's not a good move because I'm looking at this kind of stuff. I gave up. I mean, I proposed a5 and I wasn't happy at all. Oh, bloody hell. He's got 9 minutes on the clock. Why the hell is he rushing? Why is Magnus rushing with 9 minutes on the clock? Vincent's got 27 seconds or something with 10 seconds increment. That is true. Why is he rushing? Why is he moving so fast? I'm pretty sure probably if he spends a few more moments, he might be seeing more. The engine says now it's minus 0.34. I mean, he had it in his grasp, okay? He just had it. He had it. Now he's got to worry. I mean, you can't move the Black King away. You got to look after this guy. You can't. And you've got another problem to worry about, and that's this little guy on the F file. So, okay. Hell, I think everything would have worked better instead of a5. Maybe knight d6 would have worked. Maybe knight d2 would have worked. Knight d2, I liked it because it hits the king, hits the pawn. After this, probably you're going to play this and that. Let me go back a bit and ask the engine because I'm really unhappy. Let me see what black should have played here. Black should have played b3. Black should have played knight d6. Black should have played a5, the third line of the engine. There you go, people. The third line of the engine gives just a meager minus 0.34, whereas b3 had been played on knight d6, big advantage. When I was looking at b3 and king, I was just worried about not knowing what the heck I'm doing after king d3. If you move forwards, they're going to be playing this. But then again, you can't do nothing. White is completely stuck. They can't play this. And then you can think about moving maybe king and capturing the white pawn. Was that the plan? Was that the plan? b3, this, this. Yes, the engine says it's there. It's there. Or it's not. Not easy. Not easy. What does white play? What does black play after king d3? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. a5 again? Oh, this is tough, man. 93? Oh, 93. Push the king further away from the pawn. Crazy. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay. Not an easy game because it's very emotionally charged and because just not an easy game. It's not over. It's not over until it's over. The blacking now will have to look after the h6 pawn. And it's going to stay there. And Kaima's going to use the f pawn. And he needs just to worry now about this, guys. Which is still a problem for white. Very, very difficult. Yeah, and now guess what? Instead of using the time with the previous move, now Magnus thinks if this is a draw, they got 2 more games to play, a 2-game match, 10 minutes and 10 seconds increment, and then they've got 2 more matches, 5 and 5, and then another one, 3-2. So if this is a draw, they're still going to be playing. They're still going to be playing 2 more rapids, 2 blitzes, and then another blitz. So the slaughter continues, so to speak. Slaughter continues. This is the live match. We're seeing it. This is the time. Now Magnus thinks. Instead of using those 5 minutes previously, he thinks now. Well, it's important now too as well. That was not an easy move. Neither knight d6 nor knight e3. These weren't easy moves. Sorry, b3 or knight d6. That wasn't an easy choice. Not an easy choice. So it's still very difficult. And humans are fallible. We are making errors. Even best of the best of the Homo sapiens on the planet, they still do errors. And now he missed the win, apparently. Timer. Black played, I don't know why it took him an eternity. Black played King G6, obviously. You want to take this guy. And now Kaima plays this move because he wants to go for the C5. But not C5 is the problem. The problem now probably lies in this, guys. Which I don't know how you can stop them. So there you go. He made the blunder now. He probably should have played King D3 to make it more funky. He should have played King D3. That was the funkiest, the most aggressive move of them all. Very disruptive move. Because King D3 would have attacked the knight, would have allowed then the bishop to take on A5. Now he switched. But C5 is not that important now. What's important is this guy. And this guy. From my understanding. I don't think Magnus is going to take on H3. I think he's going to go B3 now. Would you guys play B3? Or would you play knight D2? That's not easy. B. Nah, that's going to be a draw. If you don't want to draw, you got to find another way. Probably B3. Let's see what the engine says. I want to know. B3 and A4. Yes, exactly as I called it. B3 and A4. These are the most important pieces for black now. B3 and A4. Exactly as I said it. C5 don't matter now very much. Of course you'll do B3. And then A4. Okay, still not over. Still not over. King D3. Yeah, but this guy's gonna promote. You can't do this. Very difficult. A very difficult ending. This is very, very difficult ending. What did he play? Knight D2 check, King D3. What the heck's going on? He should have pushed. Okay, he didn't push B3. He didn't like it. It's very, 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 very difficult. Oh boy. You know, now Magnus plays with my average accuracy. 81% accuracy in my rapids. That's my average accuracy. Oh, so on Magnus's bad days, that's how I play. On my best. My best chess is Magnus's worst days. Yeah, it's acceptable. for an average. Well, I get a lot of 70s. I get a ton of 74s, 75s. I get a lot. But boy, oh boy, look at this struggle. Look at this struggle. I don't know. Just look at this madness. Magnus's turn. You can't move the king because he's gonna promote. I mean, look at the madness of it. Oh yeah. Well, he didn't know he was -7 because they don't have access to evaluation bar, but he just didn't give up. So Magnus was in a bit of a zugzwang. He can't move none of these guys. If you move the pawn, you're gonna drop the knight. You could move the knight, but you're gonna no, you can't move the knight on d2. If you move it on a1, they're gonna get here. Tough, very tough. It's gonna be a draw, guys. I'm telling you now. So I'm calling it now. This is gonna be a draw. Kaima's gonna play only what? This and that? Exactly. He's gonna play this and that. Magnus gonna play King H7, King G6, and no one's gonna do a damn thing. This is it. He could potentially, but you know what happens if you play F4? You're blocking the bishop. You allow them to play this kind of stuff, and then you might lose. So I think F4 loses. Kind of. F4 but Magnus can't wait. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Gee. Oh my god. What is it doing? Still a draw. Still a draw. Still a draw. Still a draw. Takes. Takes. This guy is finished. Okay. Attacks this guy. Gonna take. Draw, people. This is draw, people. This is it. Nah, white can't win this one. I don't know why the engine says white. No, you can't win it. That's it. Takes. You're gonna keep the knight, the king forever on the F, and the knight's gonna jump around and take whatever's to be taken. Woof. Difficult. I don't think it's very easy for Magnus. This is not easy, man. These are very tough matches, and Kaima gives him a hell of a fight. Gives him a hell of a fight. So they're gonna be playing now 10 and 10 seconds, guys. You can refill your coffee cups. You can refill the teas, the coffees, whatever you guys drinking nowadays. Take another energy can or something. So they're going to be playing now 10-10. Results. So they still disputing here. These guys are, look at this, 2-2, still tie breaks. Ivanchuk Sanel, or Sanel, I don't know how to pronounce it, 2-2. Wang and Svein, 2-2. Esipenko and Gukesh, 2.5, 1.5. But we got the two Rapids 10-10 and the 5-3-5-5. Vitas Vidla, I don't know who this guy is, but they still got two more games to play. This guy's qualified now. I think Vidit is qualified. Is he? Or do they still have to play? That's not a tie. This guy won. Bobby won yesterday. Vidit won. Tie break. Saran Alexei won. Niels Grandilius. Eric Gaisi. I haven't heard of that guy. Ferenc Berkes. I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh man. Oh boy. Guys, did you see Prague has beaten Hikaru 3-1? Oh man, that's shocker for Nakamura. He needs to take it very seriously. So now he's got two more Rapids to play. Two more Rapids, which he needs to win. And a Blitz, which he kind of needs to win as well. This is incredibly tough for Nakamura. Prague proves how much of a class player he is. Fantastic. Can you see this, guys? Hikaru lost 2 matches. Whoa. Oh, that's very nice of you, Cold One. I think I've left them a public message or something. Yes, unfortunately, yes. I've seen that and I was very surprised by the result. But I think they still got two Rapids to play because the tie breaks format is you've got to play two more Rapids and one more Blitz. So it's not totally over, I think, if I'm correct. Let's read the info for the format. Look at this, guys. So they're going to be playing actually 5 more games at least. Two games match, 10-10. So it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Hell, they've got 5 more games to play. So he might be having, a better disposition to actually playing and maybe catching up with Prague. You never know. You never know. So there's still some games happening. 2 more Rapids and then 2 more Blitzes. I don't know exactly when they're going to resume the games, though. Probably they give them some toilet breaks or coffee breaks or something. Yeah, don't forget to refill your coffee cups, guys. So if it's 2 points different, you're out. That's surprising. Probably he must have had a bad day or something. But never, I guess Prague probably played very well. So I don't think there was. Okay, let me just have very very brief looks. I want to see what happened. Did he blunder or something? Okay, so these guys are about to be starting again. Let me just quickly go to those games that they played. Okay, what happened in the second game? Okay. Hmm. I would have moved the queen, right? The queen has to move. You don't play bishop d7. You move the queen, right? I mean, it doesn't mean now black's gonna immediately lose or anything, but normally you wanna play the queen. You wanna move the queen probably e7. You still have the bishop g5 though, but just saying you probably want to move the queen. You don't want to play bishop d7. It looks like it doesn't have space. Probably he planned on something like this, but it's very cramped. It's very cramped. Yes, cold one. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't even see the move. Let me actually cover everything. Bishop g5. Well, Prague tries to attack twice on f6. What? What is black supposed to be playing here? Is it that bad to take on d5? Okay, it's not very comfortable. But shouldn't you take on d5 here, guys? Hold on a second. Yeah, exactly. Amongst others. The engine says it's playable, ladies and gents. If 0.48 is playable. Okay, not the most ideal for black. You're still a little bit cramped here, but I think it's doable. I see. Okay, knight h5. Oof. Hold on a second. Let me ask the engine. What was the thing here for black to play? What's the plan? Black is supposed to take on d5. Knight h5 gives a big chunk advantage for white. And put the knight on the rim. And concede and give them a lot of spaces. Okay, probably Prague when he played queen d2, he actually wants to get rid of the bishop on g7, I guess. Amongst others. Pin, never bad. f6. Bishop h6 probably. Oh man. Takes. I mean that was the whole plan, to just take the bishop off the board. Oof. Oh, a lot of, oh boy, knight b8. Okay. He's moving pieces backwards now. Oh, what a killer move. Yes, the rook is in trouble. Difficult. Very, very, very difficult. G4. He tried. Okay. H3. Ah, my God. Queen f8, right? No, okay, no, you can't do this. Not at the minute. Take the knight? Take. Ooh, rook d7. Okay, tough one. That's a very tough match. And pawns are dropping now. Pawns are dropping. What, knight g4? Pawn takes? Very tough, very tough, very tough, very tough. Hmm. Prague, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He did play well, and probably, yeah, if you don't have, yeah, if you haven't slept, if it's not one of your days, if you haven't had your coffees, if you many other many factors, probably you're not gonna be performing at your best. Yes. Yeah, I really wanted to see Hikaru qualified. I really wanted to. Is one of my favorites. So, well deserved for Prague anyway. He really fought it hard, and he's an incredibly good player too. So yeah, I was rooting for Hikaru, but that's okay. So more games will be happening very soon now. Let me see. Nihal Sarin. So Nepo won, and then Nihal. No, Nepo lost this one. No, he won it. Sorry, is Nihal out, guys? Hold on, is Nihal out? Or Nepo won this game? Then he won it. Yes, he's got two. These guys haven't started yet. Dudak Shistov, they got to play with Max Sudlo. Very good stuff they played as well. What's going on here? They still going to be playing Esipenko and Gukesh, right? And this guy should be starting any minute now. I don't know how many minutes break. Do you guys know how many minutes they got to break in between the rapids? Nice one. Okay, no one had started yet. Okay, so we're gonna do a puzzle until they resume their matches, the Rapids. Okay, let's try this one. White to play here. Ooh, there are so many ideas. Amongst them, it's a double check here, right? We got a double check. And we should be winning at least. At least the rook, if not more. If there's something else, like this, for instance, it's a knight d6. Just saying. That goes in here. Yeah, that's it. They might be tempted to do some stuff, but actually knight d6 might be the move. Because it's double check. And king's got to play. And then queen comes on 8. So knight to d6. Queen to e8. That's it. Okay, let's go for another one. What is going? Oh, is it knight takes e4, queen takes? No, it can't be this. It's crazy. Can't be this. Is it this? Is there any other craziness like bishop takes f2, bishop takes f2? I don't. Is there any other craziness here? Yes. I don't think so. What's the catch here? What do you think, guys? What's the solution? They're gonna be. If I had this over the board, probably I would be looking at no. Hmm, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I mean, you would look as completely. If you look at this position, you would say it's completely uneventful. There's just nothing to it. You just look at this one and you say, okay, the queen is not on the happiest square ever. So queen's not very happy. Other than that, what exactly going on here, guys? I mean, I can also look at this, and if pawn takes, I can push one more time. Queen's gonna move, and then I can take, for instance. So d5. If bishop takes, knight captures, pawn takes, you can still push the pawn. They can't take it because of this. But is this really the stuff? I mean, it looks incredibly uneventful, right? You look at it and you say there's just nothing to it. I mean, apart from d5, Pranav, apart from bishop f2, okay, bishop f2, we said that. Bishop f2, they could take with the king, just saying, for instance. What if they take with the king? You're going to play this, they're going to take. You push d5, they're going to take. What's the idea? d5 is the stuff that allows me to take the pawn back, and I can push e4 probably. d5, if pawn takes, pushing forwards, attacking queen. Queen's got to move somehow. Then I'm going to take my stuff back, potentially. Unless there is a crazy tactic. I mean, it could be anything. It could be knight d4. It's too crazy, I guess. Um, c2 is weak, but how do I get there? I don't see it. I would go with d5. Step 65, what do you say? Oh, that's a nice little tactics here. Let me clean my lenses. Maybe I can see better. Although maybe I'm just deluding myself. You never know. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. So I'm happy we guys are resonating on the same mental frame. I would say probably, yeah. D5 and E4 ideas. I would like to exploit the C2 and play a tactic with the knight or something, but I don't see the follow-up. And if I am sacking the knight on E4, I can't take it back. Unless, hold on a second, D5, no, knight E4, queen takes, right? No, it doesn't work. I don't see nothing in terms of winning after knight E4. I think actually I'm losing. Probably D5. It's just improving the position, exposing the white queen a bit more, taking your stuff back. I can't see any bishop F2. Let me look up bishop F2. Bishop F2. They could take with queen or king. Let's say king. What do you do? This. No. Okay, so I'm going to play D5. Oh boy, I spent like 5 minutes with this one. Knight takes, pawn takes, pawn goes forwards, right? And they can't take it, and then you're going to take your guy back. Can you believe this, guys? Can you actually believe that? The only move you got to play is E4, and E4 attacks the queen. Queen can't take it because rook E8. Queen's going to have to move somewhere, and then you're going to take your guy back, and that's it. Well, you take your guy back with attack on G2. That's correct. But that was it about this particular puzzle. That was the whole thing. The whole thing was to improve your position a bit. No, to improve the position because you've got 7 pawns and white is having 7 pawns. So this whole puzzle is based on the idea of activating your pieces, sending the queen in disarray, hitting the G2, and massive advantage in development. That was it. There's nothing else to this. Can you believe that, guys? Well, actually, you do get a pawn. Apologies. Okay, you do get a pawn. My fault. Because you got 8 black pawns versus 7 white pawns. And you got a stronger development. Way stronger development. You got a +2 here. I think you got a +1, +2 here at this stage. There is no move for white that doesn't lose the pawn. So white queen's going to play something. I don't know where the white queen's going to go, really. I don't know. Then probably queen takes d5. You must take the queen on d5. And then potentially queen d3. And then you're going to keep it stuck. The bishop can't move. They're going to have to play crazy stuff, which only works for you. And potentially, after pawn will take the queen, you also have rook e8. Absolutely. Good question. So this puzzle, very instructive though. I mean, I was looking at the position. I didn't understand the damn thing. What does the engine want from me? Because the only thing I can achieve was just the pawn and a better position. That's it. Let's actually analyze quickly with the engine before Magnus plays Vincent again. Minus 0.40, ladies and gents. And d5 doesn't even show up in the engine. Can you believe? Well, oh, whoa. They actually didn't play. Now it's going to appear d4. -1, -2. Someone said -2. Yeah, over there with d5. You got a bunch of other good moves here to play. You got a bunch of other good moves. They're all nice. But d5 is indeed the fact. I couldn't believe it's just d5. It's just, I mean, I couldn't accept all I had to do was winning a pawn and a position. I couldn't believe that. Hello, Luca. Luke is 2100 something on the rapid and 2000 something on the blitz. And this guy, and I don't know where the queen goes. Queen says G3, F4, E2, D1. I don't know which one you want to take. F4. Okay. Oh, sorry. Whoa. Obviously knight. But that's not what happened. Sorry. What happened was this. Queen H5. Okay. To stopping you from taking. G6. Can't move, can't move, can't move. Queen h6, and now you're gonna take, I assume. No. Gonna have this and this. Okay, that's not bad. Queen d5 minus 160 minus 140. Knight e5 because knight d3. That's not bad. Positionally, you're doing better. d5 will be taken potentially if they don't do c. But if they do c, you also got this. So very difficult for white. So positionally is bad for white. That's it. They lost the pawn, almost lost the pawn, and they positionally doing worse. So that was the puzzle, ladies and gents. Believe it or not, I haven't had it in a long time. Pranav, step 65. Guys, I haven't had in a long time a puzzle in which I was supposed to win a better position. Okay, and it was a pawn, theoretically. In a long time, normally you either win a piece, you checkmate, huge advantage. But that was just a very, very brief readjusting. Very brief readjusting. Yeah, it's just more attacking power. Yes, you are improving your position because you've castled the king, you've got two pieces out, you're ready to get the bishop out, the other light square, and white hasn't played the knight, hasn't played the bishop, hasn't played the other knight on g1. They haven't castled the king, very important, and the queen is very exposed. The queen is very exposed. The white queen can be attacked on very many angles, and that's difficult for the white queen. That is why probably the engine said even queen d1. Just move the queen back. You're going to have so many problems. So, ladies and gents, let's go quickly now to the FIDE World Cup, and let's see if Vincent and Magnus started the game. Hey, they did. Ooh. We're going to discuss Cold One as much as we can. Puzzles have to be, they have to be like a maintenance exercise, you know, like you brush your teeth or something. This is it. Let me toggle off the engine. And there you go. Do you prefer Vincent's perspective or Magnus? Who you rooting for, guys? Or it won't matter. So puzzle training, Cold One, I think I'm just doing it every single day. At least the 10 puzzles. At least the 10 puzzles. And I'm doing it with you guys, with my friends here online, or I'm just doing on my mobile screen. 10, 15, 20, depends on the day. In some days I'm going 15 puzzles or beyond. You just do them. You just do them like you're doing your push-ups or like you're doing your squats or whatever you physically train your body. No, just do them. Do the puzzles. Uh, time permitting, I would go on Chessable and go deep on the lines I normally play in the openings. I would do that. And games analysis, you know, just thinking as much as possible about whatever I'm seeing. And normally when you watch, you know, Magnus and Carlsen, Prague and Nakamura, that's the moment when you actually can make anticipations and actually try and think like them. Hopefully you're going to play like them one day, at least half a game. At some point in your chess career, if you get to play like them a couple of moves, I think it's still an achievement. And if you do it consistently, probably you're going to get your GM norm. So, Kaimo with whites. Very dramatic, guys. So I would be more than happy to be hearing your thoughts. What do you think Kaima or Magnus should be playing at at every single step? So, white to play here. Fascinating. You're looking at Bishop A3? Maybe. Is it that bad, Bishop A3? Just wanted to say he moved it. Rook C2 because of the, yeah, of course you want to get the rook battery on the C file. He's going to do exactly the same thing. No, he's not. Of this. Although, I don't know. That was a critical moment. That was a very, very critical moment. Very important, actually. Queen to a5, probably bishop a3, rook dc1. Which one's going to come first? What is Magnus going to play? What is Magnus going to play? I don't know. I really don't know. The bishop stays very well where they are. Is he going to play this? Just saying. I don't know. Is he going to play bishop d8? It can't be true. No, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do that because of this. Then you just mess it up, things. You can't do this. Nah, he's not going to do it. But what else? You can't push b6, right? You just can't push b6. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, absolute cold one. I would say do longer time control. Bullet, it's only when you're waiting for the train or you're waiting for the bus or you're waiting for whatever. I don't know what queuing you have to queue yourself to. So bullet is just for killing the time or having some fun, or if you want to increase your heart rate or your blood pressure. Blitz also for fun, but it gives you more time to actually think about what you want to play. Rapid is actually the great enjoyer. Even longer time controls if you enjoy watching and thinking. If you don't get bored like Magnus, that is, probably longer time controls are a delightment. And frankly, I would like to watch these guys playing longer time controls. So that will give Magnus the chance not to blunder on move 36 when he plays knight c7 rather than knight e7, for instance. You have longer time control. Theoretically. So yeah, rapid games, perfect. Great. So Magnus played rook c7. Okay. He can't really play this because this guy is hanging. So what's the plan here? What does he want to do? Oh my god, Keimer is on 3 minutes now? How can he improve here? Is he gonna take? Ooh. Jeez. Does that? No, you can't do that. Take? Yeah, but they didn't gonna take back. You didn't do nothing. Very, very, very even and very tough to break through something. No one had created massive weaknesses, neither white nor black. There are no big weaknesses here. Is bishop a3 an improvement for Vincent? Or it's completely mad because of the knight c3 idea? How can you improve here? What can you possibly do? g4? Pranav says that he would like to trade the knights. And knight e5. Knight takes, pawn or pawn takes, right? Well, queen can take. No, queen can't take because this guy's hanging. Oh my god, he played queen to c8. Doesn't allow any rook to c. So actually now he confines the white rook to stay where they are. They can't get the rook on the c file. Yeah, I gotta shut down the window. Oh. Lights on now. Okay. So yeah, absolutely cold one. Puzzles and the lessons on Chessable and stuff like that. And exactly what happens now. And maybe more in depth after the game had happened, especially if it's on the opening that you personally favor. You could have a look in depth at that. Step said Vincent has to trade the knight on e4. That knight is very annoying indeed. But now, have you seen this stuff? After knight takes, and you do attack the rook, the bishop can grab this guy, but actually you're going to lose on c7. So what are you going to take with? If you take with the queen, you're going to lose the rook. So he's got to take with what? With the pawn. When this guy takes, you can take back with what? With the knight. No, he plays rook c6 because he's Magnus. And he sees more than us. Rook c6 hits the queen. And we'll take that guy off the board. Vincent can go b5 or something, right? b4. Goes b4. Is Magnus going to take with the queen or with the pawn? If you take with the pawn, after bishop takes, you're going to have to take with the knight. Is that bad then? So can you imagine, guys, that actually you have to... Yes, of course. Can you imagine that actually you have to spend time and calculate every single branch and variation here, because one step and you're done. Hello, Aaron. What do you think? Should black take with the queen? Well, if you take with the queen, b7 is hanging, isn't it? Very difficult. It's like a minefield. Every single move gives the sensation, the feeling that it's actually a minefield. You got to step very carefully. Very carefully. And you got to do that in the time limit. That is. So looks that black needs to take with the pawn. I don't think they got an option, step 65. I don't think they could take with the queen. They have to take with the pawn. And after bishop takes f6, knight has to take back. Unless you want to have a very weird position here. That's a good one. That's a very good one. The knight will be coming back. The knight will come back. So you take the bishop. Knight needs to come back. You have to take. And they take. It might be equal again. It might be equal again. I think bishop takes bishop, probably the better option. No, he didn't. He took with the pawn, what we calculated firstly, and it looked fairly equal. And now he's going to... The question is, you're going to take back with the knight or you're going to take back with the pawn? If you take with the pawn, you cut off the white knight from going to e5 and g5. So probably not the word. Okay, he took with the knight. Okay, he didn't want to isolate the h. Although the pawn here probably would have stopped the white knight, which actually can play now. The white knight can play. I don't know where. Where would you want the knight, guys? Would you like the knight on e5 or would you like it on d? He got it on d. Straight for the trade. Oh boy, they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing. If you take, black queen takes with check, you're going to play here. The game is a longish one. But black needs to be careful about queen incursion on e7. This guy. Says equal, 0.00. They're going to draw again unless someone makes a big blunder. So now Magnus probably... Yeah, he got to go back. He got to go back. It's too many weaknesses. But guys, there is something it's going on c7 with check, with tempo. So white knight can't really take the pawn on e6. You got to do something with the king. If you play this kind of stuff, like G, he didn't. He pushed F. Okay, this guy is a liability, but how do you get there? How do you play? Oh boy, you got to spend some time. Is queen c1 a move, or is just too crazy, too risky? Absolutely mad, because after knight here and queen here, I think you might have a serious problem. I don't think you can afford the luxury to play queen c1. I think you're going to lose very quickly. If queen c1, we've got this problem. They take, but then queen comes here. You're going to move, and then you sort of get checkmated. g7. So I don't think Magnus can allow. He can't play queen c1. He played the king. It's incredibly important to preserve the e6 pawn. Very important. You got to keep the e6 alive, right? a4. We might be witnessing another draw, guys. We might be having another draw. a4. If someone doesn't blunder. 1 minute 50 seconds for Vincent, 3:46 for Magnus. What can I say? They blitzing again. They blitzing again. Fabulous accuracy, this guys, and not just them, but fabulous accuracy. Let me see. Pranav says 95. 94, sorry, 94. Of course, 94. Of course, 94. One of the best things you could do. It's great, 94. You have to. 94, if you, I don't know how, because the black queen can't move away from the b7. Unfortunately for black, the king is on the same rank with the pawn. So you can't even say, I'm going to improve the position with something like queen c1. You can't even do that. The black queen is glued to the b7 pawn. You can't, whether you move the queen, you can't move the queen. And make sure, rest assured that when Vincent played a4, he actually wanted to deter black to push b5. Because if you push b5, you could have freed the queen and explore some other ideas. But now you cannot because Vincent played a2 to a4. So that's another subtlety, and it's a great thing. They actually managed to see so many things. Yes, e5. You mentioned this step 65, I think, or was Pranav e5? Yes, you did say e5 indeed. Because of this, that's the only way to generate some attack. Takes and takes with tempo. Check. Cool stuff. What else? There's nothing else to play. Anyway, the position is super dead draw. It's very, very draw. It's you can't get more draw than this, but the tactics could go crazy. Many tactics, they could go crazy. On the other hand, can you afford with white not to take? He found something interesting, knight f3, which forces black. Oh my god. This is Magnus. He attacks the queen first. He hopes to send the queen away from attacking b7 so that the black queen becomes very free. Again, if I may express that. Which he did. Queen d2, pawn takes, pawn takes. Now black queen is a little bit freer. You got to be careful. You can't do this because of the check on d5. Therefore, he plays queen c5, defending d5 and preparing, potentially, knight e4, hitting the queen and gaining more power. I think it's looking sort of promising. He's got to play knight to e4, I guess. He has to, right? And the same goes for white. I mean, white needs to just plop this knight here with check. Then you have to be very careful. Depends where you want to move the king. So if you play this kind of stuff, you got to be very careful because if you move the black knight, you're going to get forked. So you have to be very careful. Well, they got to be careful every single step of the way. So now Magnus exactly thinks of that. What the heck do I do? If I play this, there's going to be a check. Then where do I move the king? G8? Probably. Probably G8. He moved the queen back. He looks at F4 weakness. Check still might happen. Is Vincent thinking about knight d4 and exploiting e6? Just asking you guys. No, he played for the check immediately. Very nice find. Very nice find. You can't play the knight because this guy is falling. Oh boy, is he gonna play queen c1? Yes. God, this is crazy again. Queen c1, queen c7, c1 for taking on f4. g5 is too crazy. It is. Oh wow, step 65. You wanna put gas on fire. I get that. I get that. You want no, it's crazy. It's queen g6. No, 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 no. You can't do g5 because queen g6. You're gonna end up very quickly. g5 for Magnus, it's a blunder, I guess. After queen g6, you're done. No, it loses very quickly. To my understanding. Queen c8. Why? Because probably what? He didn't find anything else to play? What? Why queen c8? I don't know. Because he wants to defend and he wants to drop the queen here because of this kind of ideas. Probably. Or he could just play this right now and then hoping to pushing, but that's too risky. Because you're going to drop the pawn, you're going to lose it. You can't push the pawn. So it could be happening this. Queen to e8. To which Vincent takes or not. I don't know. But I think it's a plausible scenario. Queen takes and takes. And we might have another draw. We might have another draw. Well, I think you don't want to allow the white queen to check you. Actually want to trade. The white queen is very dangerous. Oh, he found a very interesting resource. Very interesting resource. Very interesting resource. Oh, God. Okay, that looks like a draw. They are using their mental stamina for something which probably should be settled as a draw. They should go to fight now in the blitzes. Yeah, we're going to have blitz. And I'm not sure Vincent is doing better than Magnus at blitz. Magnus played bullet incredibly, incredibly well in the last round where he actually beaten Firouzja. No, he beaten Naroditsky, then he beaten Firouzja, and then he lost to Nakamura with 2 points. So if they get into blitzes 5-5 and 3-2, I think that's where Magnus will turn the table. Because that's the last rapid. Do you agree, guys? Pranav, step 65, you guys agree? If they get into 5-5, I think Magnus has the upper hand. Because Vincent apparently tends to spend more time than Magnus. I'm going to be very blunt. I think Magnus is a bit faster. Make no mistake, Vincent is an incredibly strong grandmaster, but I don't think he is as fast as Magnus, who is more seasoned, more experienced, and if they get into blitzes, I think Magnus will prevail. They're going to be making a draw, and Magnus wants to get into the blitz, and he's going to win the blitzes. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. My 2 cents. That's exactly what's going to happen. Look, I mean, Magnus is more experienced, yes. And now they're going to get into blitz. Fabulous games by Vincent Keimer. Incredibly, incredibly strong, very creative. I love these guys. I mean, these youngsters, Vincent Keimer and Prague, and incredible, very strong young players, and so strong. Magnus is I mean, he's got to put up a huge fight. But now with the blitzes, I think he's doing a little bit better at time control in the blitz. I think Magnus might be winning the blitz. He's just faster than Vincent. That's it. He's just faster. In the rapids, they're quite equal, just for the time being. Wow, Vasily Ivanchuk is a little bit better than his contender, Sanel. Who else is playing? Let me just scroll down. We're going to see the blitzes, guys. Wang Hao and Svein. Krzysztof Duda and Max Sudlo. These guys are fighting so hard. So this is a slaughter today, guys. Slaughter today. What's going on with Desipenko and the other guy? Who qualified? Cash? Cash is qualified, right? Krzysztof Max Sudlo. This guy's still playing and it looks very equal. I may say that. So now we're going to see 5-5 people. Vasily Ivanchuk, let's see what's going on here. White with 3 pawns and a bishop, and black with 4 pawns and a bishop, and that is why black is going to win. Theoretically, it's not an easy win, not a straightforward easy win, but given the fact that the Turkish Grandmaster is on 13 seconds, and Vasil is on 2 minutes and 40 seconds, doing better. How do you make progress here? Just a very simple question, guys. How do you make progress here? If you are Vasily Ivanchuk, how would you make progress? Do you gonna play this kind of stuff? But white can just, fiddle with the bishop on a6, b5. How do you make progress? Gonna make progress like this? I mean, how do you oppose the bishop? How do you trade off the bishop? If you trade off the bishop, probably. Oh, how do you make progress here? Play the bishop here so that the king can't move anywhere. And, right. What does he want to do? Does he want to play this and then this? This? What's the plan for black to win? How do you make progress here? How on earth do you make progress here with black? This is very instructive, ladies and gents. It's really instructive. What is going on here? This kind of weird move played by Vasil. What is this thing? What does he want to do? Hello, Evelyn. How do you make progress with black here? If you are Ivanchuk, how do you capitalize? Not an easy win. Another very dramatic ending. Not an easy. If you move the bishop away, you're gonna have this issue, and you have to be incredibly careful. So you can't really do that. Actually, you gotta get the bishop to keep the bishop here and then here. Okay, he wants to break through like this. You're gonna push one more time. You're gonna push one more time. Probably that's the plan, but now it's been the balance has been restored. Because this bishop, after h6, the bishop will be forced to stay here. Actually, it's not very easy. Because if the bishop challenges you and you take it, they're gonna promote. That's the reason the king had to drop. Conceding space, and now the white king will go f3. This is crazy. You know the bishop could go to h5, I guess. You can't take it. It's gonna promote. Oh my god. Passer. You don't take. I don't think you should take. Probably you should push. Can? No, or you have to take. Oh, bloody hell. Takes you a lot of time. So this is a passer. King attacks the bishop. Then push the pawn. Moves here. It's not easy again. Very difficult ending. Very difficult ending. So the blitzes, guys, will be starting after all the games had been finished. So Ivanchuk has to finish this game. My God, the endings are a nightmare. Guys, have you noticed these super GMs? They play a bunch of mistakes themselves, so inaccuracies would the engine call them. The question mark moves type of inaccuracies. I think that's a mistake because probably moves away from supporting the pawns. Although he just want to take the pawn, but you can't take this guy and the other guy's falling. I don't know what the heck did just okay, but this guy will be taken. This is it. That's a draw. This guy will happily sacrifice itself for stopping the pawn. Unless you're playing something like this and like that, but you don't have time. You don't have time. So theoretically, probably, yeah, you don't have time. When you do this to play that, for instance, either white moves closer or they just simply play the bishop here, I guess. And when this thing happens, no, you still have to play carefully. Probably after this, you gotta move. After this, you take, they take, and you move into the queening square. Yeah, and you're gonna stop the pawn. Something like this, if I'm correct. And theoretically, Vasil could have won, but that's not an easy win. And he didn't find it. He didn't find it on the board. I guess king has to play on d4. How does black win here? This case study. This is how do you win with black? Black moves and wins. Let me take a picture of this stuff. So black plays and wins. All right, that's the, and you have to think a lot. Fact is, Vasily Vanchuk couldn't find it in a span of 2 minutes. He couldn't find the win. He didn't find it, and that's a fact. Otherwise, he would have won. Black to play and win. Don't be too sad if you don't see it. Ivanchuk didn't find it. Not king d4. Let's ask the engine. King d4. Does it start with king d4? Although this thing's gonna, no, it's not. They're gonna have to move the bishop. So how does black win? Let's find out. Bishop e4. Bishop e4 for bishop d5, people. Why? King f6, bloody hell. No, the best one is bishop e4. Bishop e4. King e1, probably they want to march over. King f6. This is very difficult to win. Okay, in principle, why bishop e4? Because you want to play this? Sorry, you can't play this as long as this pawn advances. Bishop e4. Oh, bishop e4 actually to cut off the white king from moving on f3. Right, bishop e4 is because you don't want to let the white king moving towards the f4. And then the black king goes down to take this guy, keep this pawn on a dark square. So the pawn on b4 has to stay where they are. The bishop on e4 to not allow the white king to move. And the black king to play f6, potentially g6, because your bishop on e4 guards the g6 from the incoming checks from the bishop. Yeah. Okay. So bishop e4, that's the reason, if I interpret this correctly. Hi, hello there, 3K. How's it going, brother? Yeah. So that's a very nice ending study. Ivanchuk couldn't find it in the span of 2 minutes. So not an easy job. Not an easy job. Bishop e4 and then this kind of ideas. Getting this guy and stuff. All right. Noble Roan. Okay, that probably is a chap on Twitch or something. Ah, if I knew, maybe I would have just put some music and just go refill my coffee cup on something. Maybe. But I think yesterday I stayed anyway quite a while, so. Let me go to Thanks for the fourth 3K. Thanks for the info. Should be raiding that guy, I suppose. Let me find out how do I do this because I'm on restream now. How to translate quickly. I need to open another tab or something? Which? Uh Silivanchuk. So they will be playing 5-5. You're rooting for Prague or something. Guys, it's perfectly normal for you to be rooting for one guy or another. It's, how do I say? It's perfectly normal to have a favorite, right? It happens in all the sports. Don't we all have a favorite? Oh, favorites or something. It's normal. It's absolutely normal. Prague plays incredibly well, you see. So Prague also beaten Carlsen and he took Navarra and Nakamura. So he's incredibly promising. He does very well on the board. He does very well. I haven't watched this guys, Dominguez and Wojciech. Not at all. Um, oh, that's from what's that? Oh no, no, no. Hold on a second. I'm just way too. Okay, here. So guys, what's gonna happen now? What's gonna happen now is that these guys gonna play 5 minutes and five. So my 2 cents go on the fact that Magnus is faster than Vincent. That is the whole thing. So unless Vincent pulls an incredibly inspired mental disposition, uh, Magnus is going to be a bit faster. Magnus also is an excellent bullet player. I mean, he lost to Nakamura just with 2 points in the Bullet World Championship, okay? And he beaten in the end Daroditsky and he beaten Hiruja. So if you want to put all these things in balance, I guess chances are Magnus going to win the blitzes. What do you think, guys? 3K step 65. What do you think? Who's going to win the blitzes? I mean, let's just put it this way. Who's the better blitz player? So don't get me wrong. Vincent is an extraordinarily gifted and very strong grandmaster. He proved it. He proved it in the Rapids. He's a monster in the Rapid. He's extraordinary. But in the blitz, who's the better blitz player? Put it this way. I guess that would be Magnus for the time being. Unless Vincent upgraded or something. Magnus seems to be the favorite now. Let's find out. We're gonna find out. And Blitz is gonna play Vasily Vanchuk. This Blitz is gonna play Carlson. Who else is gonna play the Blitzes? It's possible. Yeah, so this guys, the Turkish and the Ukrainian will be playing Blitzes. No, Prague is qualified now. Nepal won this one. Svein and Wang Hao. Max Sudlin, Krzysztof. This guy's what flag is that? I've forgotten. Azerbaijan. What flag is that? Sudlos? I've forgotten. So Krzysztof and Param. Iran. Okay. Okay, thanks. And Magnus and Kaima. So that would be 5-5. 2-5-5 and 1-3-2. 2-5-5 and 1-3-2. Let me go to the 2-5-3. 2-5-3 and 3-2s until someone wins. And I think you need to have a 2 point difference if you want to qualify and go forwards. Right, guys? Am I correct? You need to have 2 points extra for qualifying. So probably Magnus going to win the 5-3 because it's faster. But we'll see about that. All right, people. Okay, I think I'll be taking a very short break, people, now. And don't forget, guys, stay glued to the screen now because you're going to be watching those games. I'll be taking a sandwich break and a coffee break and stuff like that. And I'll be returning, I don't think today, but tomorrow for sure I'll be returning, guys. Let's say 1 p.m. UK time, 3K and Step 65. And the rest of you guys, I mean, whoever's left now, I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow afternoon. And don't forget to watch what these guys will be playing very shortly now. So keep your eyes on the blitzers. And we'll be commenting next time I'm seeing you people. So thanks very much. Appreciate your presence here today. And I'll see you very soon then. Thank you. Thanks, guys.